Imagine walking along the mist-covered shores of a lonely lake deep in the heart of the Welsh mountains. The air is cold, silent, until something breaks the surface. A low, thunderous roar followed by a wave that crashes violently against the rocks. What would you do if you saw glowing eyes beneath the water? Eyes far too large to belong to any known creature. They say that in those dark waters lives an ancient being, a monster so powerful that, in forgotten times, it drowned entire villages in a fit of rage. A terrifying hybrid of crocodile and giant beaver with the strength of a god and the soul of a nightmare. The Welsh call it Afanc, the guardian of the depths, the spirit of the lakes. But is it merely a legend meant to frighten travelers? Or is there truly something lurking beneath the shadowy waters of Wales?
The Afanc is one of the oldest and most feared creatures in Welsh folklore. Its name appears in medieval texts, ancient poems and chronicles that blur the line between myth and reality. To the people of Wales, it was more than a monster. It was a force of nature. An entity that embodied the untamed power of water and the hidden dangers lurking beneath the surface of the lakes. According to legend, the Afanc dwelled in lakes such as Llyn Llian and Llyn Barfog, places shrouded in mist and an eerie, almost supernatural silence. The ancients believed it was responsible for sudden floods and natural disasters that wiped out entire villages. Some described it as a massive crocodile covered in dark, glistening scales. Others saw it as a hybrid, part beaver, part dragon, part serpent, an impossible creature born from fear and imagination. But the origins of the Afanc run deeper still. Long before Christianity spread through Celtic lands, water was considered sacred. Lakes, rivers, and springs were seen as gateways to the spiritual world, and the Afanc was believed to be their guardian, a being that protected the secrets of forgotten gods and punished those who dared to defy the forces of nature. As centuries passed, the myth of the Afanc evolved. Some came to see it as a physical creature, a real unknown animal hiding in the depths. Others interpreted it as a symbol, the embodiment of chaos itself, the wrath of nature unleashed upon human arrogance. Yet the question remains, what truly happened in the lakes of Wales that kept this legend alive for so long? Was it mere superstition, or could there be something waiting in the cold, silent depths, still watching from below? The stories of the Afanc change depending on which lake it is said to inhabit, yet they all begin the same way, with an eerie silence and the unmistakable feeling that something unseen is watching from beneath the surface. Centuries ago, legend tells of a thriving village that stood beside a great Welsh lake, calm waters that mirrored the sky like glass. The people lived in harmony until one moonless night. The water stirred, and a deafening roar echoed through the valley. By dawn, bodies and debris floated across the lake. The Afanc had awakened. They said it was enormous, with burning red eyes and fangs sharp enough to split a boat in two. Its hide was thick as stone, covered in moss and algae, and it reeked of rot and mud. The villagers fought back, but nothing could stop it. Each attack was more brutal than the last. So the elders gathered and decided the Afanc had to be imprisoned. The greatest druids of the land were summoned to cast a powerful spell. A maiden, known only as Peredur's maiden, offered herself as bait. With the druid's magic, she lured the creature from its lake, whispering promises of peace. As the Afanc emerged, the druids bound it with enchanted chains forged from sacred iron. But the creature's strength was beyond imagination. The chains shattered, and in its fury, the Afanc unleashed destruction upon the valley. The lake overflowed, drowning the village beneath a flood so vast that it was said to create Llyn Llian, the lake of destruction. Another version tells of Hugadarn, an ancient Celtic king, who captured the Afanc with the help of giants and enchanted oxen. Together they dragged the beast into the mountains and sealed it beneath stone and spell, ensuring it would never rise again. Yet to this day, Locals say the lake where it sleeps changes color under certain moons. And if you dare to listen closely, you can hear something moving deep below, breathing softly in the dark. But there is a forgotten detail in the old texts, whispers of similar creatures sighted in distant lakes across Wales. Were these merely echoes of the same legend, or signs that the Afanc was never just one monster, but part of a lost species? Even now, locals report strange disturbances, ripples forming without wind, the sound of heavy movement beneath still waters, something vast and alive. So what truly lurks within the lakes of Wales? An ancient legend, or a mystery science has yet to uncover? Even after all these centuries, the name Afanc has never truly vanished. In Wales, there are still lakes where locals refuse to fish or swim, especially after dark, and perhaps they have good reason. In the early 1900s, local explorers claimed to have seen something massive moving beneath the surface of Llyn Fawr. One fisherman, Rhys Morgan, described a dark shape rising from the depths, churning the water into whirlpools without a breath of wind. It wasn't a fish, he said. The entire lake was breathing. Decades later, in 1980, a group of hikers recorded deep, rhythmic sounds and faint tremors along the shores of Llyn Barfog, the same lake where legend says the hero Hugh Gadarn imprisoned the Afanc. The recordings captured low pulses, almost like a heartbeat. Experts couldn't agree. Some claimed it was ice shifting beneath the water, others insisted there was no ice that night. The most unsettling detail, however, comes from divers. In certain parts of these lakes, they report complete stillness, no fish, no insects, no sound, as if life itself avoids the depths, sensing something ancient that should not be disturbed. Some say the Afanc never died, that it sleeps beneath the waters, a timeless guardian of hidden secrets. The monster of legend, they claim, isn't just a creature. It's a force, an ancient cycle that awakens whenever humanity gets too close to truths best left forgotten. Legends, coincidences, or traces of something real. The waters of Wales still stir in silence, and when the fog rolls down the valleys, some swear they've seen something gliding just below the surface, too vast, too old, to ever belong to this world. Perhaps the Afanc is still there, waiting for the right moment to rise again. The Afanc might be just a legend, a shape born from fear, molded by the sound of rippling water and the loneliness of the Welsh mountains. Or maybe it's something more. A distant memory from a time when nature still whispered warnings. Reminders that there are forces humanity was never meant to control. In every lake, in every mist that rises over the hills of Wales, something watches, quietly, patiently. Perhaps it's only our imagination staring back, or perhaps it's the gaze of something far older, something that has always been there, hidden beneath the surface, waiting for the silence to return. The myth of the Afanc isn't just a story about a monster, it's about reverence, about fear of the unknown, and the fragile line that separates the visible world from what lies beyond it. And maybe that's why, even after so many centuries, the legend still breathes. Because deep down we all feel that same chill when we look into dark, still water and wonder what might be waiting below. So I'll ask you this: is the Afanc just a myth or a warning? If you enjoyed this dive into the shadows of Welsh mythology, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next mysteries of urban secrets. Because there are still many secrets hidden out there, and some of them might still be alive.